And what? Okay, why don't you introduce yourselves again for this part?
Hi guys. So
Hi.
I'm Aiden.
I'm Pardeep.
So we are here to, when you guys ask questions to Shake, we're gonna be here and just like answering them too.
Yeah, because I think it's important considering how many brown, how much of the brown community I upset with the show. We wanna like try and like patch some of that up as best as we can. We have these girls here to kind of like represent the brown girl community. I'm gonna get you.
Okay, cool.
So we're in the same room, but we're still gonna do like the split screen. Did you hit accept?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got an echo. Hey, you know what? Drop out of it. We'll just do it together.
Cool. Okay.
Technical difficulty. Yeah, just exit out. You got it?
Yeah.
All right. I think it's easier this way. Why don't you guys? Why don't we take some questions? Okay. Should we come over here? It's kind of sunny over there.
Should we go over here? Okay. So we're gonna be monitoring the questions. You guys let us know what you want to ask Shake, and we'll have him answer for you. So,
Someone said,
hi,
aren't
Namra.
you- Someone said, "Aren't you considered Asian like us?" What do you have to say to that?
I'm Asian. I'm Indian. But here's the thing. I'm me first. Like that might sound cheesy, but before I'm Indian, before I'm a veterinarian, before I'm a man, before I'm an American, I'm just me too. And that doesn't fit into any other boxes. I didn't choose to represent all men. I didn't choose to represent the whole brown community. I know that's like what ends up happening, but like at the end of the day, I'm just being me. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, so I love that question. Shake, just to
Hi, Guppy.
just to expand on that question. So Shake mentioned that he is brown and he's Indian, and Shake, we kind of want to know a little bit about your background too, and more of what you were saying about like, do you feel like you had to carry the brown community on your back while you were on the show, and like how you were being represented?
I didn't think once about the brown community while I was on the show, because I'm gonna be me right now. I'm not gonna I wasn't representing anybody but myself, and how I feel. I'm sorry that.
Okay, so somebody said no one chooses that. That's how it works. What do you feel about that?
You're right.
Do you feel like you kind of sidetracked while growing up in the brown community, which kind of made you have that type of experience?
So this is a very interesting point. These girls actually brought this up like before we came on live. Something I'd never really thought about, but like they kind of brought this up in me. And it's like this. Growing up, I never really felt included in the brown community. Like in the sense that it can be such a cliquey and like such a like sometimes like elitist almost like way of being, where it's like you have to be this way, you have to act this way. Were you at this event? Were you at that event? Like, my mom heard something from your mom about like, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I just never could play by those rules. And the Indian community kind of shunned me. And that's okay, because so I could have done two things at that point. I could have said, oh, I'm so sad, nobody likes me. Or I'm just going to develop my own unique personality that's independent of the Indian community or anything else. I just, hope that
Okay,
makes sense.
so I like that. That's such a great point. Question for you though. So you said a lot of the brown community is used to like being cliquey and kind of like shutting you out once you try to be yourself. What changes can the brown community make, and what
to make you feel more exclusive, more welcome,
right.
because
and now since you're a face of the brown community, whether you like it or not, I know you didn't
They
go on
don't
the
like
show.
it. I don't mind it.
Well,
they hate it.
Either way, you are a face of the brown community because there's not a lot of brown people in the spotlight.
True,
what
true,
commitment can you make to make sure that we're doing a better job of portraying ourselves and being more progressive, and being constructive?
Or the brown community?
No, specifically you. What can you specifically do
Yeah.
to make sure that the brown community is being progressive and constructive?
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what. I want to break a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah.
Like I said this quote earlier, like I was just kind of talking, but I kind of like it. Me going on that show, that was one small step for me and one giant leap for brown kind. Like as an Indian person, we're typically cast as like the quiet sidekick, the intelligent but meek sidekick. Like, no Indian person has come on a show just swinging dick and being like, this is me, all right? And like, whatever. And for me, that feels awesome. That now I'm like, brown people, there's brown people like me out there too. Like, we're not just like helping you with your calculus, you know? Like,
Okay, so that's a good point too.
Yeah.
So there are brown people like you out there. So a lot of brown guys actually relate to you, Shake.
Oh,
but
I love that.
a lot of brown girls relate to Deepti, and two of those people being me and Party.
Okay, good.
So
I'm
there
glad to
is
hear it.
there's a reason that we celebrate Deepti so much.
Only
and
in
it's
the sense that we saw a brown girl on national TV for the first time, finding
standing up
love
for herself.
something that brown girls, especially now, are all struggling with due to how many brown men are toxic in our community and figuring that out.
Shout out to my toxic kings.
No.
Okay, so I want to phrase it in a way that there is a lot of times that in our community, brown girls stray away from brown guys because of the same way that you reacted. He's not even paying attention to him. So basically, we relate to the brown girls. There's guys out there that relate to the brown, to Shake. So how do you feel about that, Shay? I don't think he's paying attention to us. Do you guys have questions for us?
Do you guys have any specific questions that you want to ask Shay? Shake. Okay.
What's up? I'm back.
Okay, so what we were asking is,
Well, I saw a question I wanted to answer. Have I dated Indian girls? Of course I have. Of course I have. Like, I know the show was framed like blondes and only blondes. Shake's a blonde fetishist or whatever. Like, yeah, I have a preference for blonde. I'm dating a beautiful blonde right now. The happiest I've ever been. More on that later. I find all types of women beautiful, honestly. I love brown, Asian. I love my thick queens. All women are beautiful. I really feel that way. And
I think what Shake's trying to say is he is not painted as this person who discriminates, as the show had. And a lot of, what Netflix does is just like editing, cutting to really spread some type of narrative. We just wanted to say that there are more questions. Hold on.
okay, I want to scroll back up because there are, and we're actually not sisters, we're friends.
There's a place to look at questions right here.
Oh.
And then
but those are just the questions. There's questions in the comments too.
I know. Okay, these are all subpar.
Yeah, do you think the cliches about brown people and boxes you mentioned created some kind of unconscious self-rejection? Okay, that is an amazing question. So,
okay,
some kind of unconscious self-rejection inside of you that was projected onto Deepti.
No. I straight up there's no nice way to say it. I straight up wasn't attracted to her. I've been attracted to Indian girls, plenty of them. I brought them home to meet my mom. You know what I mean? But that one wasn't one. She simply wasn't one. I didn't project any of that shit on her. If there was possibly like a different brown girl that was there with, maybe it would be married. It has nothing to do with her being brown. It never was.
Okay, so follow-up question to that. So when we watched this show, we were like, oh my God, Deepti is so beautiful. We were so excited to see her on there. It kind of did something for, I don't know about you, but did something for my self-esteem when he was shutting down Deepti. Because I was like, see this beautiful...
Was I shutting her down?
But hold on, let me finish the question. So I was personally like, I see this beautiful brown girl. If he is saying that he's not attracted to her, it's kind of like putting it out there like, okay, so even the most beautiful of Desi girls that I've seen is being shut down. So just to address that, I'm not saying that you're shutting it down, but just give your perspective.
Beauty is completely subjective. What I find beautiful, what you find beautiful, three completely different things.
Agreed.
So it's not about, like, beauty is not like a score that you can, like, it's not like the ACT where you can, like, give somebody a freaking score of their beauty.
Okay.
Beauty completely varies from one person to another. So it's the same thing with, like, giving somebody a number, like, oh, she's a 7. Like, to you, she's a 7. Like, or like.
So what would you say to all the brown girls that are watching right now?
So all the brown girls, I'd say, don't. Okay, that's a weird. I don't know. In this context.
I mean,
in general,
okay, you know that the brown girls are really not liking you right now.
Here we go.
So
brown
what
girls.
would you say?
Brown girls. There are many of you I think are banging. Okay, trust me. I'm in Chicago. There's like a billion brown people here, and I'm like, there's beautiful girls everywhere. Beautiful brown girls everywhere in Chicago. It just, you can't be attracted
Okay.
to everybody.
Do you feel like, okay, honestly, we respect preferences, we get that. Do you feel like the way that it came out of you,
Okay,
the
so
narrative,
yeah,
it
exactly.
kind of painted you in a more negative picture?
So
or like what you said kind of was like words on it? Because you probably could have said it in a nicer way.
I
Like,
could have said it in a nicer way, but like you have to keep in mind the way they like coach you to say stuff. I mean, they like work with you to like how we want you to say it, and like a lot of it. I mean, no, they don't. It's not like it's not fake, you know, because like those are my thoughts. But they'll sometimes for the purposes of like, creating a production, it's like say those thoughts again, but like this or like that.
okay.
And I'm not using that as an excuse. Like, let me try and say this. I had a tough time taking it seriously. I was just having so much fun with it. It made it hard for me to think that there's like somebody on the other line that's like very seriously like getting offended or hurt by it, you know?
okay, so somebody said there's nothing wrong with having preferences. The problem is how you handled it. I don't know if you want to respond to that.
All right, yeah. Universal statement right now. I say dumb shit. It's a problem I have. I say things poorly. I'm working on it. I know like 99% of my problems would be solved if I like said things differently.
You know what? That's a very valid response to that. You're admitting fault to the fact that you could have handled it differently and you are working on it. Can you just let us know what are some things that you're doing to work on it?
Right.
Like,
So Jay asked, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Andrea asked, do you think there's a way you could have gone about it that was more respectful or mature?
Of course there was. But at the same time, okay, yeah, all right, I'll say this. Anything related to me hurting Deeps, I regret. Whether it was conscious or unconscious. Anything related to her, the last thing I would want is to hurt her. The rest of the shit I was saying, I was fucking having fun. That was it. I was just like making jokes, saying funny stuff, making the other guys laugh, making the girls laugh.
So
like it's hard for me to regret it because it was like just fucking around most of the time.
Yeah. So what was your motive to be on the show then? Like, was it to actually find love and get married?
I thought I was going to get married. I thought I was.
Okay.
When I saw Deeps, like that
because
it's like an all-time moment.
Okay, so people have this confusion between the initial moment you saw her compared to how it progressed.
Don't make me say it. Don't make me say it.
Okay, somebody asked, oh my God, I've lost a question.
What was the question?
I like just blanked out.
You guys have questions?
Yeah.
You guys having fun? You guys having a good time?
Okay, so I remember the question now. So when I scrolled up, somebody asked if you like what are the positive things you would have to say about Deep Deep?
Look at this going on. What is this?
Production, man.
What do you think this thing even is? Hey, let's move on from the show.
Yeah.
And from
questions that weren't related to the show that people asked.
let's move because my phone's getting super hot there. Let's come over. We have this little tripod. Bear with us for a moment, friends. This guy wants to go to the playpen in like a couple months for sure.
Somebody asked, do you have a spiritual practice?
Do I have a spiritual practice?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we just did yoga. That's huge.
That's
What
pretty spiritual.
What else are you doing to really work on yourself and really cultivate more of that like self-awareness and just everything else that you feel like, you know?
I could be doing more. I'm reading a good book right now.
Which book are you reading?
But it's not about what you're talking about at all.
Okay.
What's the book? Books are good for your mind.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics.
Oh my God, by Maxwell Watts. Yes. It's such a good book. It's about rewiring your mind.
Yeah.
And how you think of your self-concept.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No, it's so good. And it's my second time reading it. I'm enjoying it even though I'm listening on Audible. I'm enjoying it way more than the first time. Because like
do you feel like it's more relatable to you now you could like pick up things from it?
I would say so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you give out to the people in your life, like some advice from that book?
Some advice? Oh, okay, here's some really good advice. From that book, from Psycho-Cybernetics. If you believe it and see it in your mind, you can make it happen. Your self-image, like you guys think I have all this self-hate. It's the opposite. I have like an abnormal amount of self-love. And you can talk about that and you can dissect that and you can make fun of that. but like literally, I literally, yeah. Someone says, can you rewire your brain to be a compassionate human? I'm gonna try. I mean, I care enough. I care enough to try. You know, I'm not gonna say like, fuck it. You know, like I want to. I hope you guys see that. I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna be like fixed in a day, but I will in earnest try. I'll tell you that much. You know, I think that's the best you can really promise.
Somebody asked, how is it being a vet? What is it like? What's your favorite animal? And how does it bring up your nurturing self?
They said, this chick says they won a contest to do yoga, not to censor Shake. It's so funny.
Well, we just want to say that the whole. Is anyone saying anything?
Shake, go Kanye and talk your shit. I'm gonna pin that comment. I'm gonna pin that.
Ask Linda what she wants us to spell.
Who?
Linda, the same girl who said it.
All right, guys. Hey, you got some more? Hey, do you guys have more questions?
Yeah, we do. So
okay.
Somebody asked on Instagram, who is one Bollywood actress that is like your top Bollywood actress for you?
I'm gonna go old school because Aishwarya Rai's just always been. Yeah, she's just. Yeah, honestly.
Somebody's asking, how's your mom?
My mom's good. Oh my God, my mom is gonna be doing Forever Love 85. Don't make me say it. My mom and I are gonna be doing a podcast episode, and it's gonna be at honestly the craziest location. I swear to God, when you see where we're gonna be doing our podcast location, like you're gonna lose it for episode 3. But anyway, what are your thoughts on Persian women? Beautiful. They're all beautiful. All women are beautiful.
Favorite thing to order at Nobu?
Favorite thing to order at Nobu? I had this little rack of lamb that was really good. It was like lollipop lamb. Like it comes out all I don't know, braised. It's so good.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Somebody said, would you ever do a meet and greet?
I would love to do a meet and greet. Yeah. Are there a lot of people in Chicago that want to just be like, hey, let's meet up. We have some stuff in common. Something like that. I'm not friends with Shane, really, honestly. It just, you know what? I did a lot. I like helped him a lot. I was there for him a lot. And like the way he just jumped on this bandwagon, I just lost all my respect for him, you know? And I just I have to block him. It's like the people that you love, when they hurt you, it hurts the most. So everybody else, I'm like, whatever. But Shane, I love that guy, man. And he hurt me. So I blocked his ass.
Somebody said, how does it feel to be famous all of a sudden? And what's nice and difficult about it?
Oh, I'm not really famous though. So that doesn't even really.
Someone said, would you do anything differently in Love is Blind if you had a redo?
I can't hey, I'm a firm believer that whatever happened is my story, right? So Love is Blind, it wasn't perfect, but it's my story. I can't wish it was different. I can't go back and change it. I have to accept it. And that's a piece of advice I would give anybody here. Whatever it is, whatever mistake you made, whatever you're embarrassed about, whatever it is that you're insecure about, it's your story. Just own it. Whatever. You know? What's a good example of that? I don't know. What's a good example of something that you would have to own and just what do I have to own? I had chicken legs. And noodle arms. Okay? I'm done being all sad about it. You know, I see some dudes at the gym, they're all ugh. I'm like, oh man, I wish I was all jacked. But you know, it's just my story. And that's okay. You know? So all right, what do we got next?
When is Love is
Oh, somebody asked what's next for you.
Yeah.
What's next? The biggest thing coming up is this podcast, and you can see my whole production team over here, Final Stretch Media. So we have some really cool stuff coming up. Some content that we want to have on a bunch of different platforms. And it's just going to be raw. It's going to be honest. I'm going to have some controversial opinions because I want people to start thinking a little differently than they're used to. People are so ready to just jump on whatever everyone else is thinking. And I'm like, did you really pay attention to the details? So
Somebody said, Shake, did you experience racism as a kid, and did you internalize racism into objectifying other women?
Damn. Okay.
Let's get in there.
I feel like, being anything but white in America, you do feel a little racism. And there's no way around it. Like, I mean, some might argue even white people face their own type of racism. So even white people face racism. Everyone faces it. I think like it really comes down to your ability to assimilate, but like you also have to like maintain what makes you you. Everyone has their own story with it. I mean, I think the question is like, hey, were they so racist to you that you just made yourself a white guy? Like that's basically what the question was, right?
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was like that because, the critical thinker in me, I'm always just like, why do I need to be a certain way? I'm gonna act this way because I see the justice or the truth in it or whatever, like I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay, Patricia from ATL has a really good question. Do you believe you can be honest but kind at the same time?
Yeah. Oh, being kind and honest at the same time. Totally. It's total. Like I've told you, that's my biggest flaw. I don't have to say things so bluntly because the truth is I'm used to speaking to like my friends and they've come to know, and I'd go as far as to say appreciate my blunt way of speaking. But the difference is this isn't just like my 30 friends. Like this is like thousands of people and they don't know me like that. And yeah, maybe I could be less blunt for the public. What do you guys got?
We already answered how you go on.
Do white people not face racism? Because people are saying white people don't face racism. Yeah, we shouldn't talk about that, I guess. They're telling me, they're censoring me. Interesting. I mean, racism in general is all races. So whatever race you are, if somebody thinks a certain thought about you because of your race, it's okay. We'll talk about this later.
Someone asked about the caption that you used for your new relationship.
Ah.
You purposely to phrase it in a way that it would be.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Okay, news flash to everybody. Believe it or not everything I do or say is about Deepti. In fact, I would go the other direction with it. Like, that was a year ago. I'm not thinking about that. I'm moving on, doing my own thing. And to think that, people thought that I'm posting with my beautiful girlfriend who I'm so excited about, and the caption they think is like against Deepti. No. The caption, I want to inspire people to wait for what it is I have right now, the feelings that I have right now. I don't know if Emily's even watching this right now, but it's a special feeling that I have, and it's a unique feeling, and it's a beautiful feeling. And I want people to say, wait for that. Wait for that. Don't, hey, everything is okay, but, no. You can have it all. You can have exactly what you want. You can have somebody who shares the same dreams as you, like, way of thinking as you, like, you make future plans together. The sex is incredible. Like, all that, you can have it. You don't have to sacrifice something, is what I wanted to say with that caption. Don't settle. Wait for it. Go for what you want. And that's not just in relationships. That's in your career. That's in not romantic relationships, but your friendships and stuff like that. If your friend group is like, I don't know, it's just, you're not feeling it with them anymore. Maybe they're like going out way more than you used to doing now. Find a different group of friends that's like gonna be aligned with you. Don't feel like you have to die on this hill of like, these are my friends. Now they're doing X, Y, and Z. No, don't settle. Don't settle for anything. Everybody deserves to go after what they want. Oh, I'm sorry. Got a little impassioned. I got a little impassioned there, as I often do.
Okay, Shake, what is one of the most fun childhood memories you have?
Oh, childhood memories. I think it would be let's see. Like with my parents or with my friends or
I guess within your own community.
within the brown community?
Yeah, your own community. What's one of your favorite? Because
Oh
I
yeah,
know
Holy
that-
for sure,
I
which
know
was
that
this weekend.
Holy, okay.
Holy, yeah, Holy is my favorite part of the brown community. Yeah, as a memory. Yeah.
So I know you talked a lot about the things that you don't like within the Indian brown community.
Mhm.
What
Oh,
are
the
some
food.
What are some things
Love
that
Indian
you
food.
love and feel so passionate
What's your
about?
favorite Indian food?
Oh, it's just the most basic Indian food. Indian people are gonna like tear me apart here when I say butter chicken and naan. They're gonna just they're gonna kill me out here.
Okay. Well, that's a good choice.
Oh,
What else do you
I'm
love?
watching, baby. I love you. She said, "Love you too, baby."
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's just.
Okay, what's the wildest thing you've ever done? Well, I think we know.
Oh, hey, everyone's asking if Emily, my girlfriend, has OnlyFans. No, I'm the one who has OnlyFans because I entered in an agreement with OnlyFans, okay, between you and me for some content, exclusive content that we're gonna be pushing out. So we went to the OnlyFans headquarters, and of course, like there's all this dope merch, and there's like this cropped hoodie. And I'm like, Emily would look so sexy in that. She put it on. She looks so cute in it, you know? So there's a video of her like in my living room just being a cute little self, and she's wearing this OnlyFans. She's not OnlyFans. Emily's a boss bitch. Like she just launched. She's director of sales and operations for Crosstower NFT, and they just had this huge launch this week. And she's like making these calls, like celebrities are hitting her up. They're like, we want to be a part of this, and she's like, well, we'll see. You know, like I am so. When I this past weekend I woke up to her on her business calls, and I just looked at her and I'm like, I love this girl. Like she is so smart, so like I don't know, ambitious, and yeah, she's gorgeous. She's the most beautiful girl, but it's the way she thinks, it's the way she carries herself. She's a sweetheart. I'm in love, guys. Like, hey, I'm gonna say it on Instagram Live. I'm in love. So jot that down. Hey, what else we got here?
Let's see.
Damn, we got 300 people. I never should have said this stuff about white people and racism.
Yeah. Can I say something about that?
Yeah. No. Let's move on. Guys, people are getting bored. They're starting to riot.
Okay.
They're starting to riot.
So one person had asked, do you think Sheikh hate is fair / justified?
Do I? That's a question I want to ask you.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Here, we're switching over. We're switching over from here on. Get the brown girl's take, okay? Am I the asshole that the world thinks I am? Like, do your whole spiel, how we met.
Okay. You're gonna have to let us be honest though.
Yeah.
Be honest. Oh, God.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi guys. So I'm just gonna tag our things down here.
So somebody asked, do you think where did it go? Do you think the Sheikh hate is fair and justified?
How do I pin this comment? Do I just select it? Oh, pin comment. Okay. So
So I actually made a whole TikTok about this. I don't know if anybody saw it. And from watching the show, I was so offended. And I do think it was justified because there's a lot of things that he said on there that were out of pocket and crazy. He could have handled it a lot better. So seeing it from the show's perspective, it wasn't fair. One, to Deepti, who seems like an amazing, beautiful soul. Two, to the brown girls who were watching the show and expecting different and expecting brown. There's this huge like stigma attached to brown girls already, and having somebody in our own community speak that way about us, even if it is something that you feel passionate about, just not having any positive energy put out there on the show was just really bad for the brown community in general. And right now, I know there's a lot of different people joining, but I'm speaking specifically for the brown community. Once we met Sheikh, obviously people are displayed differently on shows and in real life. He does seem like how'd you put it? Like, he does seem like he has passion for the things that he says.
So since we're yoga teachers, I feel like we generally have a more compassionate approach to how we see people and how we kind of like to get deeper into understanding why people are the way that they are and why they say certain things. We truly feel like Shake is very proud to be who he is in his own capacity, and he's not really afraid of just saying what he wants, but a lot of what he said could have been said nicer and handled nicer.
That's the thing. We're not agreeing with what he said in any way. We're not agreeing with anything that he did.
Yeah.
Coming back from that, what can he do to make sure that that isn't like something that the brown community is now has to like face? Like, we want to make sure that brown girls are proud. We want to make sure that this doesn't keep happening. So we want to make sure that he understands that, doesn't just say it for his Instagram live, doesn't just say it for podcast. What are some constructive